Hello, I'm Glendora Condon with Heal and Hope Counseling Services. I wanted to speak with you today in regards to boundaries because boundaries is a construct that I think many people now do not have a clue about. Um, it has been quite a while since people have operated mindfully in regards to their own boundaries as well as to others. We have become very self-focused, and we have become more as to what is my rights and excluding other people and what they may need. So I think it's very important, since we are social people, that we need to relearn a social construct as to boundaries. So let's get started. Um, I have listed on this board all of the three boundaries that we basically need to be very mindful of. Emotional boundaries do include safety, security, and being accepted. And those three rely upon the ability to trust. That trust is first and primarily built in the family, as that child is a very little person, and so therefore they are learning, that when mom or dad says one thing, that they will do that one thing, and if they make promises and they follow through with promises and so on and so forth, both for the positive things as well as for the negative things. If the parent does follow through and does supply that child's needs, not wants, needs, very different, and is true to their word, both with positive and negative reinforcers, then the child is going to build trust, and with that trust, then the child normally will feel safe, secure, as well as accepted in that form. If a child feels unsafe, that they're worried that somebody is going to hit them or somebody is going to abuse them emotionally or what have you, then they are going to have fear and anxiety. If they feel insecure in their relationship to where they don't know for sure if they can tell you the truth without you not loving them anymore, then that is going to drive more deception and lies and defense mechanisms, because they want you to love them and they're not for sure if you do or not. So to build that security, then they need to know that regardless of what they do, what choices that they make, you love them, and they're not in any danger of you excommunicating them, from the family. No, that doesn't mean that they won't suffer consequences. Their choices means that they have consequences, the good and the bad, and but they need that security. They need to know that they are safe with you, because then if they have that, then when they grow up and they enter into a love relationship with another person, then it's less likely that they're going to be envious and jealous and fear that somebody is going to be looking elsewhere and seeking someone else to, to cheat upon them with. And that, of course, is going to drive a lot of good security in that relationship, because then they're not doubting and they're not second guessing and they're not questioning, because they feel good and safe in that relationship and they know that this person is committed to them. That's very important. But it starts way back there, and then it is cultivated, or it can be destroyed, depending upon how people are dealing with this person. Emotional boundary. Okay, acceptance is another thing. I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. You want to fit in. You want to be a part of wherever it is that you are. You don't want to be looked upon or teased or made fun of or what have you, wherever it is that you are. So if you feel accepted and you feel secure and you feel safe, then you feel content. And that's really important. We not only need to safeguard our own emotional boundaries, but we also must understand that other people have the same boundaries. They have the same needs to feel safe, secure, and accepted. Okay? And so we can't look upon these individuals as if they don't matter. We need to understand that these are human beings that just differ from us, but they're still human beings. The sun shines on all of us, and it rains on all of us, the good, the bad, the pretty and the ugly and the rich and the poor. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. These are human beings, and we have heart. Okay? So, try to keep that in mind, because when you violate the emotional boundary and a person feels unsafe or insecure or not accepted, then this person is going to have all of those negative emotions that is wreaking havoc in their soul, in their heart, and in their mind, and they begin to question their self-worth, and their self-esteem lowers, and their relationships falter. So it's very, very important. Emotional boundaries, if violated, can in and of itself cause that person to feel very bad, okay? But it doesn't require a physical violation or a social violation in order for the emotional boundaries to be harmed. So it's very important. People can hide their emotions very, very well. They put on a mask, they go through the day, everything's fine. No, it's not. It's not, okay? So we need to be mindful. Physical boundaries are tangible items. These are things that you can touch. Also, your body is a physical boundary, and proximity is a physical boundary. So let's briefly kind of go over those. Of course, your body, you have the right to say who touches, who looks upon, caresses your body. Those are all good touches unless you don't want them. Okay, and if you say no, then the other person needs to respect that and back off, because that is your primary physical boundary. But your tangible items, those things that you claim to be your possessions and everything, for another person to use those or look upon those, then they need to ask your express permission, and then you need to hand those things to them with the expectation that they will be returned in the same condition that they were received. And if not, then the person is responsible to replace that item. Okay. Social boundaries are somewhat precarious, and they change depending upon where you are. In everybody's home, there's a different social boundary that's applying there. Those are the rules. In school, you have rules. On the road, you have rules. Even in the forest, you have rules. There are no place. You cannot go anywhere without being subjected to rules that pertain to that environment or that sport or what have you. And those rules are there for a reason. So we must respect that reason and comply with those rules if we think that we're going to be able to operate within that social forum without having conflict. Okay. However, society today, because of social media, because of some of the things that are being educated to our children in the school situation, as well as what they're seeing on politics, what they're seeing out here with a lowered empathy towards human beings, as well as the disrespect for life or the disrespect for others, which is pretty much rampant anymore. I mean, it's a very, very dysfunctional society at this point. Okay, so society may tell you it's okay. You have the right to have this thing your way. But if your right violates a physical or emotional boundary of anybody else, it's not right. So this is where we have to be a higher moral people, to where we can now know that we cannot feel good and safe just because we are operating within people's rules in certain forums if those rules violate physical or emotional boundaries. Well, this is a very quick lesson on boundaries. It's very important. I hope that it has been very beneficial. Please take it to heart. If you need to know more with social skills, communication skills, conflict resolution skills, anger management skills, please seek me out. I'm at Hill and Hope Counseling Services in Cleveland, Tennessee. It's hillhopecounseling.com is my website. Please come see me and send me an email. And that's hillhopecounseling@yahoo.com. And I'd be most happy to speak with you. Thank you so very much. You've been a wonderful audience. Bye.